Hi. The last 2 months have been crazy in my life. In the summertime, for the last couple summers, we have been able to stay for a couple months at a cabin my dad built in Wisconsin in the woods about 30 years ago. Since Ken works out of the house, he's able to do it because he just works out of the cabin, and it's very much fun. So we were back there this summer, and our kids come and visit us, throughout the summer. And about mid-August, my youngest daughter with her 3 little children and a husband came and visited us for a week. And when they come, I love to do all of the work, the shopping, the cooking, helping with the kids, to give the mothers a break. And I love having the time and the energy to be able to do this. And then right after they left, my oldest son with his 4 children and wife came. And the day after they came, no, it was a couple days after they came, I was taking Ken down to the ER with Lyme carditis, with his heart problem. So he was in the ICU for a week, and thankfully my son was there with his children. So I was able to stay busy taking care of them, trying to keep the kitchen clean and do things, watching the kids so they can go out, to keep my mind off of what my husband was going through. And then after he got out, we came home, and my oldest daughter had her baby that we had prayed over for 7.5 years. It was such a blessing. But she had labor for like 5 days, and then she got a horrible kidney infection after the birth of her baby. And so that was physically and emotionally exhausting for me, as was my husband being in the ICU. And finally, she's a lot better now, thankfully, but for a couple weeks or 3 weeks, I was taking care of her, making big batches of soup, going over to rock the baby and doing whatever I could to help her. And now she's just enjoying that baby. Well, she has the second that baby came out. What a blessing. I still can't even believe she's holding a baby in her arms, her own little baby that we thought she would never have. And then after that, my oldest son moved. So I watched his 4 children for about a week, because moving is right up there at the top of stressors. So they needed a lot of help, so I watched their children. By this time, I was absolutely running on fumes. I was absolutely exhausted. And I think it was the emotional trauma of my husband, my daughter, that exhausted me the most, because I don't know if I've ever felt the exhaustion that I was feeling during that time. And plus, I had a sinus infection during that, so that made it harder on me. And then after that, my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter came into town for about 5 days to come to my oldest daughter's shower. So I had them in our home. And then after that, I went to my youngest daughter's home to just give her a break. She doesn't live near any family, so I like to go there, as often as I can, and take care of the children so they can go out on dates and keep the kitchen clean and take care of the kids. And I love lightening my daughter-in-law's and my daughter's load. I feel like that's what grandmothers are meant to do, to just serve their families and make their daughters and daughter-in-laws' lives as easy as possible. And I couldn't do all of this in the last 2 months if I had a career. I just couldn't. I came home yesterday from my youngest daughter's. I was absolutely exhausted after 2 months of not really having a break. Usually I'll have a break after taking care of one of them for a week. If they're here, I go there, and I just rest a lot, because I'm older and I get tired easily, and with my health problems, I just don't have the energy at all like I used to have. But God always seems to give me the grace to do what I need to do. So I get home yesterday, and I just laid on the chair all afternoon. I was so tired watching the Astros win. And then yesterday afternoon, I was telling Ken on the way from the airport, I just need a break. I just need a week long to do nothing, because it's been hard for me to write, or I haven't been able to respond to any emails or all the messages to me on Facebook. I'm way behind. I don't even have that many posts. Usually I have a couple months posts ahead of time. Now I have about a week, maybe, no, 3, because I've just been so exhausted and busy. But I told my son, my older son came over, and I said, I'm home, I'll watch your children. And my older daughter, I'm home, I'll watch your baby, And I love being available. I love not having a career. I love being here for my family. And I was out inside in front yesterday, and all the neighborhood kids come out and play in my front yard. And an old man across the street who's lived there for 20 years. I know he's dying, and he's near his deathbed, and I saw him getting out of his car and barely being able to walk to the front door, and I just wept, and I just saw his daughter, and I just gave her the prayer, my hands in prayer for her, just praying for him. I don't know if he loves the Lord, but just being here for my neighbors to help him when I can, to pray for him, to be available for the grandkids. They knock at my door, will you open the garage so we can play with the cats and brush them? And I do that. There's so many benefits to being home full-time as a grandmother, and even as a young woman. Someone asked me about a young woman before marriage. Well, the neighborhood, the church, family, all can use the help of available women at home. It's just a lost art, but it's a needed art. And so, I'm just making this video, not, just to let you know about my crazy 2 months and why you might not be hearing from me, emails and stuff lately, my messages, but to also let you know that I love being able to serve and love my family and get to know my grandkids and cuddle with them and hug them and know them really well. It's good, women, and God's ways are so, so good. Bye-bye.